Hi guys, and welcome back to another week's episode of The Trek Collector. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe. Tell your Trekkie buddies out there that The Trek Collector is here and he's reviewing lots of Trekkie toys. Anyway, so last week I covered the phaser and the Chip Carter's shuttlecraft, which was, I think, it is still has blown me away for the price that it is, the little book that you get with it, and the little funky shuttle. It's actually up there behind me. Oh, with the lights on, as you can see, you can actually see nicely where the Enterprise is, as I was saying to you in the last week's review. So I might just whack that on there, man. Actually, you know what? Because I like these guys today. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna. Isn't that nice? Look, shuttlecraft going docking with the Enterprise, isn't that cool? So, yeah, blown away by that. That's a great, boy. If you haven't seen that review, guys, check out last week's episode. And I also covered the Star Trek 3 phaser, which kind of ties in with the uniform that I'm doing this week. Yes, it's the uniform, which is probably the best uniform, I think, personally. We had in the motion picture, we had the pajamas. The worst uniforms ever. And then in Star Trek 2, we had what I think is the best uniforms ever. Guys, if you don't agree with me, hit the comment section down below. Let's get the discussion talking. But personally, I think this is one of the nicest, best uniforms ever by a mile in all carnations of Star Trek. It's beautiful. It's a hard one to get. It's expensive. There's a lot of companies out there that are doing it. Now, unfortunately, as I said, I did email this company and asked, did they do this product in the United States? And I was told, no, they don't. Now, I'm sure they'd probably run under another company's name. I don't know, guys. I did ask them. So for all my friends in the US and Canada, I'm sorry, guys. They said that they will ship to the UK, to the US. So I don't know what the shipping charges are going to be there. They said that they would. So if you can get onto amazon.co.uk, the name of the company is Daiendi, I think, or Daiendi. The name's going to come up with the uniform anyway when I display it. But this uniform is costing £64 sterling with free postage and packaging, which ain't bad for you guys in the UK. I think that's fairly reasonably priced for what comes in with this uniform. For us folks and us Trekkies in the Republic of Ireland, unfortunately, yeah, we get stung again. The delivery cost on this one is £15 sterling. Steep. That's not nice. So the uniform from £64 to euro works out at around 77 to 78 euro. Now, as I said before previously, and I keep saying this to you guys, if you were to use Parcel Motel, they will deliver that to Belfast for you. And then they'll leave it at a local petrol station or a little Parcel Motel close to you. And that will cost you €4 extra. So that brings the price up to €82, which isn't bad. Otherwise, if you want to have it delivered to your door by the company, it's going to cost you €96. Ouch. So there's a saving to be made on the Parcel Motel. So guys, anyone in the Republic of Ireland, which I've told you before, if you haven't heard of Parcel Motel, it's definitely worth checking out because, as I said, anything in the UK that comes with free postage and packaging, this is the prime example here where you can see where you're making the savings. So it does add up. It's nearly €20. So, you know, it's a good save there. So, you know, I really, really love this uniform. And I have to say, overall, I'm blown away. It's not completely screen accurate, you know, and it's a tough one to get screen accurate. But overall, they've done a very, very good job in this uniform. I, for one, I'm looking forward to wearing this at Birmingham with my Star Trek 3 phaser, which I'm only going to show on one side because I'm embarrassed about the other side. How dare you, Diamond Select. Anyhow, if I was to rate this uniform, I am going to have to get this. And remember what I've always said about my ratings. Price factor comes into this, and the quality of the uniform is very high. This is not something that, you know, you're going to wear once and it's going to fall apart. The bottoms are elasticated waistband. They do have 2 pockets, and you know, you can tuck them into boots. One thing that I do actually really, really need to buy is a pair of boots. And that's probably going to cost me a hell of a lot of money. Guys, any of you know out there where I can get a good pair of Star Trek boots, again, comment section. Let me know why you're subscribing to the channel. Yeah, but like you can tuck them in. Well impressed with the buttons, and they do look the part. The jacket itself is very, very, very good. High quality. Nice inner lining on it. Probably might want to wear a t-shirt. You could get away without wearing a t-shirt. But the buttons can come apart down the bottom. No, they're fast enough in, but like if you kind of do the Captain Kirk style, yeah, half the little bit of the uniform flopping over, like you could risk pulling, and then like your bare chest will be exposed, and if you have a big beer belly like me, you're in trouble. So no, it is good. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10, simply because the price is correct. Screen accuracy, no, it's not there. There is one or two little details. The belt isn't as wide. Now it does say on the website that the belt isn't included, but I got the belt, and on the comments as well, somebody else got the belt. So if you do order off this site, please God that they'll throw in the belt for you, because it was a nice surprise. And the uniform's that good that I would actually go out and look to, if I'm at Europe and I do see a Star Trek belt Destination Europe, if there's a wider one there and more detailed, I would be prepared to spend the money on it. The other thing as well I'm going to be hunting for in Destination Europe, and guys, if anyone knows where they can get the service, the year service pips, it's the long ones for 5 years, and it's the little dots, kind of like the command ones, for a year, that go on the white sleeve of the uniform. My plan is to look at Destination Europe and see if I can pick them up there. I have checked online, and it's ridiculous money. So I'm not going to spend £50 on service pips. If I have to, I will actually make them myself. I'm confident enough that I can actually do that if I have to. But yes, without me continuing on and waffling on, I am going to show you what I think is a very good reproduction uniform. And I know you guys, it kind of gives you a month. The delivery time on this was just over 2 weeks, so 2 to 3 weeks. So if you do like this uniform and you do want to bring it to Destination Europe, you've got a week to put your mind on it and get your costume. So I hope this helps you out, guys. Next week, I will probably go back to doing a model. I had a viewer ask about a certain ship, which I will be more than happy to show. So I'm going to probably go back to doing a ship next week. So, yeah, without me continuing to rant on like a madman, I am going to show you this beautiful Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3. Well, they didn't really wear uniforms in Star Trek 3. Well, some of them did for a few minutes. Star Trek 4 again at the end. Star Trek 5, Star Trek 6. Beautiful. My favorite uniform of all time in Star Trek. So, hope you enjoy, guys. So we have myself standing in a lovely pose, just to show off the uniform. The neck collar is wrong, unfortunately. It is white, but just doesn't have the details that you'll see later on. Side profile is very, very good. The trousers, I have to say, are very, very good. The colour, to me, and the back, the lines on the back now, unfortunately, I am a bit sloppy. Unfortunately, it was on my own, so I couldn't tidy my back up. But again, that part seems to be done very well. And we have the white stripe there on the collar, and that's where your year's service pips go. As I said, I'm probably going to save up for them at Destination Europe. Hopefully I'll get them there. And releasing the clasp there to let down the uniform. Very, very easy. The buttons come away nice. The chains are a bit loose, so they could be worked on, which I'm sure I can do. So that's the side for your year's service. And then on the other side, we're missing a bit of detail here. So I'm just trying to copy poses from the movie. So if you see there on the kind of the polo, it's a bit wrong. And then again, if you look at Spock's arm there, you can see where a little bit of detail is missing on the sleeve. But overall, I cannot argue with this uniform. It's actually quite good. Pleasant surprise. There's nothing worse when you take the chances, but there's nothing better when you actually get something like this and it shows up and you're quite happy with it. So I am delighted with this uniform. So we'll have a closer look now. So here are the trousers. They're kind of like tracksuit bottoms, but they're done very, very well. They do come with 2 pockets, which is handy. Yeah, there's nothing worse than going around with, I know probably the uniforms shouldn't have pockets, but try walking around for 8 hours with no pockets. But they do have the pinstripe, and the stitching in this is actually quite good. So I'm just gonna try and see if I can maneuver. Again, the waistband is elasticated again, which is great. As you can see, stitching's actually kind of perfect. And then the great thing about here, now there's one thing I haven't got yet, is boots. But they can tuck in and you can kind of ruffle them as it is in the movie, that they come out a bit. But overall, the quality on these are quite good. Very good. Well impressed, I have to say. Well impressed. As you can see, elasticated band. Nice material. But good. Fairly good. And well made. Well impressed. Well impressed. Okay guys, so this is the belt that came with the uniform. Even though it says on the website it's not included, it came with mine. And another reviewer also said that they got the belt with it. So it's confusing, but now the only problem with this belt is that it's not wide enough. That's all. But you're not going to knock it. As I said, the uniform, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. It's not screen accurate, but it's good. For the money it is, it's actually quite good. So I might see at Destination Europe, if there's anyone selling the Star Trek belts or whatever, I might see what they're going for and might change the belt. But overall, I can't complain. It was a nice, pleasant surprise to get it. I wasn't expecting it. I know when you see somebody else on putting a comment on when they buy something and they say, oh, I got this, I would never expect when they say it's not included. But this did actually come with it. So I was quite happy. So it was a nice surprise, and it's not exactly accurate, but it's close enough. So I'm quite happy. As I said, it should be wider, but not to worry. It was a nice, pleasant surprise. Okay, guys, so here's the top. And again, it is actually quite good quality. Now, obviously, this part is wrong. The lines shouldn't be that close tight together. They should be wider. A little bit disappointing, but at the same time, the price, you're not going to knock it for that price. You're not going to expect it to be that well detailed. But okay, that's wrong. But they got the gold trim on this. That's not included, by the way, guys. So I will cover that again. The clasp, very nice, very handy. Looks well. We've got the chains. Now, again, with the chains, probably might want to maybe sew them in a little bit tighter. They're a bit loose. That kind of just annoys me a little bit. But again, nice feature. I didn't actually realize that the chains were actually on that uniform, but they are, guys. Look closely. Now, another little nitty pick is the sleeve here. We're missing a couple of rims in here. They're just kind of sewn in. But again, you're not going to knock it. It's not too bad, because over this side, they have got our lovely white stripe here. And again, they've got the gold trim. So the year's service goes here. So I haven't gotten them yet. I'm hoping to pick them up at Destination Europe, because they do seem fairly pricey online. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be able to get some year's service on board a Federation Starship. But overall, the quality is quite good. It's kind of like a jacket, so it has a nice kind of lining on the inside. It's good quality, and I can't complain. The only one thing I'd be worried about is just up here that it could break away, but it seems to be stitching very well. So, for the price compared to some replicas, it's not bad, but each to their own, guys. And I was fairly happy. I wasn't, you know what I mean? It was one of these that you just said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on it. And I was pleasantly surprised. They've done a very good job. So just there's the close-ups of the uniforms. As I said, very good material, and I am one little happy camper. So guys, that was the uniform, and I hope you like it. Guys, if any is out there have got a better uniform, by all means, put the comment section down below. As I said initially at the start, when I set up this channel, this is meant to be communal, that we all help each other out. So like, I've got my uniform, but other people mightn't. And this will give people that haven't got this uniform and have been wanting to buy it, you've got a good video to kind of show you what you're getting. If any of you guys do have a better uniform for a reasonable price, by all means throw it down on the comment sections, or else go onto my Facebook page. I will be throwing up photographs in a little while of the uniform. And that is, you have two options. You can look for myself. It's Chris T. Judge. The link is down below. You can join onto that Facebook page. And if you don't want to join onto a friend's, I also have the Trek Collector on Facebook. So you can just join that page and throw in your comments and just let everybody know, where you got your uniform, throw up photographs, what price you got it, who you got it off, and help us Trekkies out. So, let's see what we got on the radar this week. Right, we just, in case any of you guys have forgotten, the new Star Trek encyclopedia is coming out, and Amazon are doing pre-orders on that at the moment. And if you pre-order, you're getting £35 sterling knocked off that, which is great. And I think that comes out at the end of October. So any of you that haven't already pre-ordered that book, I would suggest doing it. I got the first edition and I was holding off because each time there was a new release coming out, there was another episode of Star Trek. So I held off and held off. And I've held off long enough. I know we've got Star Trek Discovery around the corner, but you know what? I don't care. It's been so long since I haven't had an encyclopedia. And to be honest with you, the Akutas do such a great job. I loved the first one. It was like a little mini Bible. So if any of you guys haven't done that, definitely that's quite a nice saving. Also, we Self and Irish Trekkie have been up to no good and plenty of shenanigans, as he would say. We have been buzzing off the boys from Trek Yards. So, stay tuned this Sunday to the Trek Yard site, because the Trek Collector, Irish Trekkie, Captain Foley, and Commander Calkins are all on. Yes, we have done a podcast. I'm going to give you a little funny story behind this one. This was just meant to be a friendly chat and a conversation, and would we do an episode? And if we were going to do an episode, how would we go about doing it? Well, we had so much fun, so much shenanigans, so much crack. We ended up doing a live podcast. Random, non-rehearsed, unscripted. You will see me make one or two mistakes. Yes, I make a boo-boo of myself. But it is absolutely, I think it's a good podcast, and there's plenty to discuss, and it's an open podcast, so it should be fun for the comments. So that's going to be on Trek Yards this Sunday. Also, myself and Damien have a very special guest on the Nerd Escape. We are recording late on Sunday, so more than likely it will be up on Monday. Damien might have the sound clip up it might have the audio podcast up live Sunday night, but not to put any pressure. I'd expect it probably Monday. So we have a special guest. This person hasn't done an interview, as far as I know, since 1996. And I don't want to give too much away, but done something for me when I was a child, and it's one of my most beloved books of all times. I will actually be honest. It's my favorite, and this book is still in great condition. I don't know how. I'm normally brutal with books. I've got corners and all that, but really, really, really looking forward to doing this podcast. And I was on the phone, Skype earlier on today, talking to this person, and absolutely amazing. I have to say, absolutely amazing. Just hearing about Star Trek straight from the 60s all the way through to now is amazing. So yeah, I hope you like that one. So look out for the Nerd Escape this week. Otherwise than that, guys, I am going to leave that, which is tonight. I think I've rambled on enough, and thanks very much for your support, guys, and all the comments that I do get. I always reply. Any of you guys that have been watching the show, I always reply to you guys, and I love them. So keep them coming, and please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and please follow us on Facebook. As I said, you've either Chris T. Judge or the Trek Collector. And Slongafol, good night. Be good, enjoy your weekend, and live long and prosper, and keep on trekking. This is the Trek Collector signing out.